You're at the airport, the security line is moving, and then, bam, TSA pulls your bag aside. You did nothing wrong, but suddenly you're the center of attention, holding up the line. Stressful, right? The truth is, most travelers get flagged for simple mistakes they don't even realize. Today, I'll reveal the 11 most common packing errors that trigger TSA. And mistake number 11? It's the biggest one of all, and ridiculously easy to avoid. One of the fastest ways to get flagged at TSA is packing mystery containers. Imagine you've poured your vitamins into a random film canister, or transferred protein powder into an unlabeled plastic jar. On the X-ray, these items look like unknown substances, and unknown means suspicious. Scanners can't tell if that white powder is pre-workout, baby formula, or something dangerous, so your bag gets pulled for a manual check. The same goes for creams in opaque tubs, or liquids in dark bottles. Even if they're completely harmless, the lack of labeling forces agents to stop and investigate, slowing you down while everyone else breezes through. Here's the simple fix. Always keep items in their original packaging whenever possible. A sealed medicine bottle with a printed label is instantly recognizable. If you must repackage, use transparent containers and add clear labels, something a screener can glance at and immediately understand. Even a small sticker reading protein powder or vitamins makes a huge difference. Think of your carry-on like a story you're telling security. If your items are easy to read, your journey is fast. If they look mysterious, your trip starts with delays. Another mistake that gets travelers flagged is wearing the wrong clothing through security. TSA scanners are designed to detect anything unusual, and certain fashion choices practically guarantee extra screening. Oversized belt buckles, thick leather belts, or heavy boots set off alarms. Underwire bras can trigger false alerts, and steel-toed shoes often appear suspicious on the X-ray. Even layering too many items, like jackets over hoodies over shirts, creates dense areas that scanners can't see through. The result? You're asked to step aside, remove items, and sometimes go through additional screening like a pat-down. It's uncomfortable, time-consuming, and completely avoidable. So what's the fix? Look at what frequent flyers wear. They've perfected the airport uniform. Lightweight fabrics, yoga pants or joggers, a simple t-shirt and slip-on sneakers. No heavy metals, no complicated laces, no layers to peel off. This outfit isn't about style, it's about speed and efficiency. You'll glide through the scanner, shoes come off and back on in seconds, and you'll spend less time fumbling with clothes. Save the fashion statement for after the flight. Or as I like to joke, save those 12-button cargo pants for when you land, because TSA has no patience for them mid-line. Let's talk about jewelry, because nothing slows you down at TSA quite like a spaghetti mess of tangled chains. To you, it's just a knot of necklaces from the bottom of your bag. But to an X-ray machine, that cluster of metal wires can look eerily similar to detonator wiring. Dense, overlapping shapes confuse the scanner, and when agents can't tell what they're looking at, they have no choice but to pull your bag. Suddenly, you're standing there while an officer untangles your jewelry in front of a line of impatient travelers. Not exactly the smooth airport experience you had in mind. The fix is simple but genius. Use a straw to thread necklaces through so they never tangle. Keep rings in a small pill organizer. Each piece has its own compartment, safe and visible. And for watches, slip them into a rolled-up sock to protect them and keep them contained. Organized jewelry not only keeps TSA happy, it saves you from embarrassment and wasted time. Quick question for you. Be honest. Has TSA ever had to untangle your jewelry at the checkpoint? Drop your answer in the comments below. I guarantee you're not alone. One of the easiest ways to trigger extra screening is burying your electronics deep inside your bag. Laptops, tablets, and power banks are dense, solid blocks on an X-ray. When they're surrounded by clothes, books, or toiletries, they create what screeners call black holes, areas the scanner simply can't see through. To security, that looks suspicious, and suddenly your bag is pulled aside. Now you're fumbling through layers of clothes, digging out your laptop while the line grows behind you. All because your electronics weren't accessible. The fix is straightforward. Always pack your electronics in a top accessible section of your carry-on. Even better, invest in a TSA-friendly laptop bag that unzips flat. This way, screeners can get a clear image without you needing to remove every device. Tablets, e-readers, and power banks should be grouped together in one section, easy to pull out if requested. Here's a pro traveler trick. When you get to security, make removing your shoes the last thing you do. That way, you won't forget your laptop in the bin while juggling footwear. It keeps the line moving and ensures your most valuable tech stays safe and accounted for. Here's a mistake almost every traveler makes: overstuffing a carry-on. When you cram clothes, toiletries, shoes, and gadgets into every last inch, it feels efficient, but to a scanner, it's a nightmare. Security calls this the opacity problem. A tightly packed bag turns into one dense blob on the X-ray. The machine can't distinguish a t-shirt from a tablet or a shoe from a shampoo bottle. And when screeners can't see clearly, they have no choice but to pull the bag for manual inspection. Suddenly, your clever packing job turns into a public unpacking session on the counter. The fix? Leave about 20% of your bag empty. That breathing room makes individual items easier to see on the scan. If you've ever seen side-by-side comparisons, it's dramatic. One overstuffed bag looks like a black square, while the other, with just a little space, is clean and transparent. Here's a story that proves it works. A frequent flyer tested this on back-to-back trips. On the overstuffed trip, security took 18 minutes to clear his bag. On the trip where he left room, the process took just 4 minutes. 14 minutes saved, all from packing smarter, not tighter. One of the most surprising ways travelers get flagged is by forgetting that rules change from country to country. Take medications, for example. Melatonin is perfectly legal in the United States, but in the United Kingdom, it's restricted. You can't just carry it through security like you would at home. The same goes for food. In Australia, a single undeclared apple can cost you a $500 fine. Airport security worldwide has unique restrictions, and if you're not prepared, you'll pay with delays, confiscations, or even penalties. So what's the fix? Always research the country you're flying into and out of. Check their official government travel site, and better yet, call your airline's international desk about 48 hours before your trip. They're updated on local rules and can confirm what's allowed in your carry-on. A few minutes of prep could save you hundreds of dollars and hours of frustration. Quick quiz for you. Which of these is illegal in Singapore carry-on luggage? A. Chewing gum. B. A power bank. Or C. Melatonin. Think fast. Answer in 3, 2, 1. It's chewing gum. Surprised? That's why knowing country-specific rules can make or break your trip. Everyone knows the TSA's famous 311 rule. Liquids in containers under 3.4 ounces, all inside one clear quart-sized bag. Simple, right? Not quite. The real confusion begins when you travel internationally. What counts as a liquid isn't always obvious, and the rules aren't consistent worldwide. A solid bar of soap over 100 grams might be treated as a liquid in parts of Europe. Peanut butter, jams, and even thick gels like hairstyling products are often flagged as restricted liquids. And here's the shocker. Snow globes, any size, are considered liquids everywhere. That cute souvenir? Security sees it as a spillable risk. Even frozen items don't escape. If your ice pack is slightly slushy, it's confiscated. These curveballs trip up even seasoned travelers and cause frustrating bag searches. The fix is simple but powerful. When in doubt, treat any questionable item as a liquid. Put semi-solids, gels, pastes, spreads, and even cosmetics into your clear liquids bag at the top of your carry-on. That way, if something gets flagged, security only needs to inspect that one bag instead of unpacking your entire suitcase. It's a small shift in packing strategy that saves big headaches at the checkpoint. Food might feel harmless, but it's one of the biggest culprits for bag checks. Security scanners can't always differentiate between a harmless sandwich and something more suspicious. A layered sandwich, for instance, shows up as an opaque block on X-ray, which forces agents to pull your bag for a manual search. Hummus, yogurt, soft cheeses, these are often flagged as gels or liquids depending on the country. Even sealed snacks sometimes cause delays when packed in bulk, since the scanner sees a dense mass it can't penetrate. Now add biosecurity rules into the mix. Countries like Australia and New Zealand have some of the strictest agricultural restrictions in the world. Bring in an apple, a piece of jerky, or a bag of seeds, and you could face fines in the hundreds of dollars, even if you forgot it was at the bottom of your backpack. Their approach is zero tolerance, and customs officers don't make exceptions. So what's the fix? Keep it simple. Skip fresh produce, meats, and dairy in your carry-on. If you really want local snacks, buy them after you land. It saves you time, avoids fines, and ensures a stress-free trip through security. Here's a sneaky one most travelers don't realize. Burying your passport and boarding pass deep in your bag can actually trigger extra screening. Modern passports contain RFID chips that show up on scanners as dense, dark blocks, especially when stacked under books, chargers, or wallets. To the X-ray, it looks like a suspicious slab, and that's often enough for TSA or airport security to pull your bag aside. Even worse, if your boarding documents are scattered throughout your luggage, you'll waste precious minutes fumbling while agents and passengers wait. The fix? Create a simple document hub. Use an external pocket, slim travel wallet, or even a small clear pouch that lives at the very top of your carry-on or personal item. That way, your passport and papers stay visible, accessible, and easy to grab at every checkpoint. You'll breeze through security, save yourself the embarrassment of unpacking under pressure, and reduce the risk of misplacing critical documents mid-travel. Remember, security loves organization. If your documents are easy to reach, your whole screening process runs smoother. And you look like a seasoned pro, not a stressed rookie traveler. Cables are the hidden enemy of smooth security checks. Think about it. Your phone charger, laptop cord, headphones, power bank cable, maybe even a camera charger, all jumbled together in a tangled ball. On the scanner, that messy knot looks eerily similar to suspicious wiring, which means security has no choice but to investigate. Suddenly, your bag is pulled aside, unpacked in front of everyone, and you're stuck explaining that it's just your chargers. The fix is simple but game-changing. Tame the tangle before you travel. Use Velcro ties or reusable cable straps to coil each cord neatly. Better yet, keep all your cables in a clear electronics pouch that you can slide out quickly if asked. Another pro move? Minimize the number of cables you carry. Invest in multi-use cords, like a single USB-C to Lightning adapter combo that replace 3 or 4 separate cables. By keeping things neat, visible, and minimal, your bag scans clean, your gadgets stay organized, and you avoid being that passenger holding up the line while officers untangle spaghetti cords. Small effort before your flight equals major peace of mind at security. Here's the single biggest reason bags get pulled aside. Powders. Protein powder, baby formula, powdered supplements, even certain makeup products, they all raise red flags. Why? Because powders can mimic the appearance of explosive materials on X-ray machines. And once a powder is flagged, security protocols kick in. That means explosive trace detection tests, swabs, and sometimes even hand searches of your entire bag. What should have been a 30-second scan can turn into a 10-minute ordeal, all because of something as innocent as pre-workout mix or setting powder. The fix is straightforward, but essential. Always keep powders in their original labeled packaging whenever possible. If you must transfer them into smaller containers, make sure they're transparent and clearly labeled. That way, security officers can immediately identify what the substance is without having to escalate. Keep them accessible at the top of your bag, just like your liquids, so you can pull them out quickly if asked. By making powders visible, identifiable, and easy to inspect, you'll avoid unnecessary delays and get back on track. This one step alone can save you more time at the airport than almost any other packing strategy. So here's the big reveal. It's not just about what you pack, it's about how you pack it. TSA and airport security aren't trying to slow you down. They're trying to see through your bag clearly. Organized travelers, those who separate electronics, keep liquids visible, tame cables, and use labeled containers, move through checkpoints up to 75% faster than the average passenger. That's not luck, that's strategy. And this is where mindset comes in. If you think like a frequent flyer, you'll travel like one. It's not about avoiding rules, it's about mastering them so they work in your favor. You can choose to be the person fumbling with shoes and tangled chargers, Or you can be the traveler who breezes through security while everyone else is still unpacking their bags. The best part? Once you build these habits, they stick. Every trip becomes smoother, every checkpoint feels less stressful, and you reclaim the time and energy most travelers lose. Organized packing isn't just a hack, it's an identity shift. You're not just passing security, you're moving like a pro. If this video saved you even one airport headache, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe for weekly travel hacks, and share your story in the comments. I want to hear your worst TSA or airport security moment. Because let's be honest, we've all had at least one. And if you're ready to level up even further, don't stop here. The next step is smarter packing. Up next, I'll show you the genius carry-on method that not only avoids those sneaky airline baggage fees, but also gets you through TSA lines faster than most business travelers. Trust me, once you see this trick, you'll never pack the same way again. So go ahead, click right here and watch it now. Because your next trip doesn't just deserve to be easier, it deserves to be stress-free.